Welcome back. You're watching Friday Night, and our guest, a comedian turned director at NACADA. His name is Vincent Mutua, but you probably know him as Chipukeezy. Thank you so much for speaking to us tonight on Friday Night.
Welcome to Friday Night.
Thank you so much.
Your journey has been one, I guess, that would inspire a lot of youth. From humble beginnings, as you've always said, your story from Machakos to breaking it big in the comedy scene to now, an appointment by President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
How does that feel?
Well, it's a nice feeling, of course, but also, you know, it's one of those things that you've always wanted to happen into your life. So it's also a satisfying feeling that whatever you've been doing for all those years, it's working.
And actually, speaking of satisfying, you've been very busy out there. This week, you posted several pictures at a rehab center.
Yes.
Some even jokingly commented that you're the young Matiang'i. Have you received any?
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
What do you think when you hear comments like that?
Well, they're encouraging, but also comments are comments. At the end of the day, I am one person who, it's good to have positive and even negative comments, but I don't believe in, I don't like going to that vibe, because it can either make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? So normally feedback is good, but I like going with what I know and what I am, and you know.
10 years ago, was this part of your plan or part of your journey that, you know, one day I want to go and meet someone at Carnivore and probably break it big in the comedy scene or comic scene?
That's comedy scene, I like that.
Comedy scene. And, you know, then step by step, make sure that your voice is heard, your steps are felt, to getting to where you are now. And as he says, a lot of people are now calling you the young Matiang'i.
I think I've always wanted to have my voice, you know, out there to be heard. When I was growing up, we grew up very poor, you know, and I figured that the place that we grew up, we had no voice, you know, and I felt like I had this thing inside me that, you know, that greatness feeling that, you know, one day I would want to be something and you know, be somebody. When I finished high school, I wanted to become a journalist, you know, because I wanted to be out there, you know, to be seen and to be heard.
You'd have been one of us.
That's
yes,
right.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. It's Friday night, right?
Yes.
10 over 10 coming up shortly. You know, young people going out.
Yes.
Drugs.
Yes.
What's the biggest issue around drugs in Kenya right now?
The biggest issue among, you know, people are taking drugs without knowing the consequences, especially the young people. We are just getting high, you know, because it's cool to be high. And I was reading the other day and I realized that the consequences of these drugs is what I think if most of us knew, maybe we wouldn't be into drugs. Because it's like, for example, you find that people have gone to a club, you know, probably the plan was to go and drink, but then again you meet with the cool clique, and then, you know, then they're into hard drugs, and because you want to fit in, then you find yourself in a situation where now you have to consume. Now the problem is when you're addicted, addiction is very expensive. As a country, we are not in a position where we can be able, you know, to rehabilitate everybody who is an addict. So once you are addicted, then you find yourself in a situation where you can't even remove yourself. Your family can't even facilitate for you to be, you know, so it's very dangerous. It's like, I don't know whether I can say this word, but it's like joking with death. It's like saying
literally joking with death.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this appointment that came and this new role that you have, you being, you know, part of the youth, and I believe you're younger than me, probably
hope so,
way younger than me, will have a direct impact in as far as dealing with your peers? Because, you know, at this kind of age, it's Friday night, you'd probably be thinking of going out, you know, clubbing, like you're saying, the intention is to drink, but not too much. As one youth to another and directly engaging and dealing with your peers, what will you do differently that has not been done at NACADA?
I think number one is listening first. You know, it's having a conversation with my age mates. You know, let's talk. It's, you know, drug abuse is not an NACADA problem. It's our problem.
It's a Kenyan problem.
It's a Kenyan
global problem as well, yeah.
And you know, and most of the people who are into drug addicts, they don't even know what they are into, and they, you know, most of them, they want to talk. And so what I want to do, one, is to engage with them. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's tell each other the truth. Tusidanganyane. Hii drugs zitatumaliza, zitatua. I mean, you saw Eric Omondi's brother died the other day.
That's
so
right.
Mine is to listen first, and when I listen, you know, they'll tell you their problem. And like one of the big problems that people are telling me is that, because you're telling us to stop taking drugs, but we're idle, we don't have jobs. And so I'll try and find a way of creating awareness, but also empowering. For example, I went to my village the other day, and I found this guy who, you know, he had opened a bar and he was selling muguka, you know, just next to the bar. And so the village, everybody was mad at him, and I asked the guy, you know, instead of us arresting you and taking you to the club and to the station, what else can you sell? You know, apart from having a bar or selling muguka, what else do you want to sell?
What did he say?
And the guy told me that he can open a shop. And I asked him how much. He told me, and then we opened a shop for him. And trust me, right now he's doing so well. So it's those things of, you're saying that you're idle, then let's have a conversation. What can we do for now?
Sort of alternative income generating activities.
Let's open a couch,
and that will
for
make
them.
a difference, right? And that's what you hope to push.
That's what I hope
forward.
to push.
We'll be watching.
Please.
We'll
And
be
we'll
watching,
hold you
okay?
accountable
And
to
hold you
that.
accountable as well.
Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you for joining us today for that. Jackie, almost time to wrap up the show.
But I just, you know, want to find out as we prepare to leave, are you a Fally Ipupa fan?
Fally Ipupa fan, well, yes.
Well,
With with conditions.
Well, yes, what's coming up on 10/10 tonight. Fally Ipupa will be in studio with Willis Raburu and Joy Muthengi. We leave you with that. Joy Muthengi and Willis Raburu coming right up. I don't know whether Wahiga is going to cross over and see Fally Ipupa, but I know I definitely
I will probably be heading home. But before we wrap up, some scenes from what happened on the entertainment setting coming up. But right now we take that break, and of course Fally Ipupa 10/10 coming up shortly.